Hey everybody, Shane Severson, Kaitlyn.
Severson.
Legacy Realty, Team Severson, just reaching out, sitting outside in this gorgeous day. It is hot. We're sitting in the shade though, so maybe that's why I think it's nice. And I'm in shorts, so
I'm in jeans in it.
it is a little warmer today, but nice day in Denver. And we got our June numbers, so wanted to go through our June market update. I feel like a broken record. I've had conversations with sellers over and over and over for months now. It's a rough market out there, honestly. It's a rough market. We have been studying the market for 50 years, been in the business for almost 30 years, and this is probably the craziest market I've ever seen. And so let's jump through the numbers. Kaitlyn, why don't you talk about the numbers, and then we'll get into kind of what's going on.
Of course. Okay, active listings in 2025. There is 9,843 in June. And then in 2024 in June, it was 6,976. So this massive percentage of 41.1% increase in June of 2025, which is a crazy number.
It's a big number.
Big number. Average sold price in 2025 is $829,792. And then in 2024, it is $822,579. So there was an increase of 0.9% in home sold prices. Okay. And monthly inventory in 2025, it was 3.4. And then in 2024, it was 2.6. And that is another big number we're going to talk about is 30.8% increase between 2024 and 2025. So can you go more in depth on these big percentages that we're now seeing in June?
I think it's interesting. I mean, we have lots of homes flooding the market. Mm-hmm. We've got inventory. The supply and demand is completely flopped the other direction. I've been saying it forever. The last few months, I've been saying it in the market update. We have lots of fear over the economy, jobs, interest rates, prices. We're finally at the point in Denver where more people are leaving than coming in. I just think because of all of this. So we're just in unprecedented, weird times. But I think the number that's weird to me, I mean, these active listings and inventory are staggering how high they are. To grow almost 50% in active listings in a year is mind-blowing. But I think the average sold price of 0.9%, about 1% growth in price is an interesting number. How could we have that much more inventory and still be growing in price? And I think that is a number that's a little skewed, honestly. My only thought to that right now, until we get more data and know, I'm guessing townhomes, condos, some of that, houses that are not remodeled, so we're lower end prices, those homes are just not selling. If your house is not really nice, or if you have a condo townhome, you're having a hard time selling right now. And so higher end homes, and when I say higher end, it's weird that I'd be saying $1 million home for Kaitlyn and past generations. $1 million is really not that much money anymore. So when I say higher end homes, I'm talking $2+ million, seem to be selling a little easier. We've had a high-end home on the market, and we're probably getting more activity, more showings on the $2 million home than we are on the $400,000 condos or the $700,000 home, to be honest with you. So, I think when you have high-end homes selling, low-end homes not selling, it's going to look like the prices are actually going up, when in reality they're not. The other thing is, last year during this time, it was a ghost town. As dead as this year is, if you remember last year, I think last year was probably slower than this year. Nothing happened last year. I thought for sure the market would pick up this year, and it seems to be just as bad, but maybe a little better than last year. But anyway, I think that's the prices. So overall, if you were to sum up the market, what would you say, Kaitlyn? What do you think is going on right now?
I think everyone and their mother knows that this market is just so slow.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows it. It's so funny. I've been getting so many calls from agents because we have a lot of active listings on our behalf with our team. And so I get a lot of calls from agents like, hey, tell me what's the activity with your home. I have one close by. And I got a call and someone said he knew a woman who had a listing on the market and she hasn't had any showings in like a month. Yeah. And I was sitting there, and now we have probably not have experienced that much of a lack of attention. But I think part of that is people who are selling your home, please reach out to agents who know what they're doing. Because even though this market is slow and you need to go in with that knowledge, it's also about being priced right. Buyers, because they are more in control of the market at this moment, we have to work with them. We can't just like upsell our homes. We have to be very smart with where we're listing and making sure it's within reason. So I would say it's very slow, but price your home pretty well, and buyers are going to be a little more attracted.
What do you think? It's interesting. We'll hear from time to time from different sellers or friends. Hey, I know a buddy listed their house. It sold in 3 days. What do you think of that? You know, those conversations going on. I'm sure a lot of our listeners will have a story like that. Well, I had a buddy that, you know, their house flew off the market. What do you think of that? And what do you think of those stories?
Honestly, I laugh. Okay, you're the rare diamond, but I get calls from agents all over, people who are interested in our homes, people who are wondering about, okay, I have a home, and almost every agent who is highly active in the area, because they have so many listings, know, okay, there may be one rare jewel in the bunch where people are excited for it. But for the masses of agents and the masses of homes on the market, the 9,843 homes on the market, all those agents who are highly active know you may have one rare home, but that's not the reality for most sellers.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting market as we wrap up. I think that for something that I'm seeing is for sellers, you will happen to have a home that maybe priced right, it shows pretty well, and you just have the buyer that's looking in that neighborhood and that house just fits. So there are definitely home selling, definitely buyers, some buyers out there. You will have a house go off the market quickly, but I mean, I was just running comps for all of my sellers and activity. Most of the average days on market are 60, 70, 80 days on the market now, which for sellers and people who are used to houses on the market for about a day and a half, to tell them their house is going to take 3 or 4 months to sell is quite staggering, and that's just average days on market. So it's interesting times. I think your house has to be priced right. You cannot price high. I just was running a report for one of my sellers. Within a mile, there are 30 homes on the market right now, and if you're in the top, 30% or 20%, your house probably is not going to sell unless it is that diamond in the rough that has something someone else does. So make sure you're priced right. Make sure it shows well. Make sure we've had sellers, we've had a hard time getting into properties either due to their schedules or tenants. Make sure that you can show the home when somebody wants to get in there, because it may be the one buyer that buys your home. So you just have to be more selective. You got to be more ready and be ready for the long haul, and your house will sell. So God bless. I hope that helps. Crazy times, and I'm ready for something to change because this is a little nuts right now, but we'll see you next month. God bless.